Good morning, Maria. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I think my mic's a little hot. Let me adjust that a little bit. But I'm doing very well. Very well. You said no rain in the forecast.
No rain.
And so I'm taking that as a guarantee.
Yeah, okay.
So I'll take that to the bank.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Maria. All right. Good morning, Tillamook. It's Kaylan here from the Y, and I'm here with my buddy David. Good morning, David.
Morning, Kaylan.
If you don't know David, which most of the town might not have before the June Dairy Parade, but now they do, because you had a pretty awesome moment. We're going to take a little bit of time to talk about that. He begged me not to talk about it this morning, because he said, you know, Tillamook's probably had enough of hearing about this story, but it was so cool to see you propose in the middle of the parade to Danielle. And so how did you make that happen? And how did she take it? She took, you know, she was very happy at the moment. So.
Yeah, I hope she's happy in the moment, but it took a lot of moving pieces to get there. Glad you were there to help, coordinate that cinematography, and you're operating the camera behind it. And so it took that. We did it in front of the radio stand. Thought that that'd be a good central place. She was dancing. She's a dance instructor. She's danced for her whole life, and so I knew that was a special place to do it, and I kind of let her on to think that I wasn't even going to be there, and so to surprise her and to have the entire parade stop at the same time, it started with those at the front of the line with the Tillamook County police and the officers that were starting out the route. They were able to put a pause on the entire parade for a couple minutes. We changed the song. Mike Bentley, he DJ'd it. He was kind of the voice behind the scenes. We got Tillamook School of Dance operators involved too. So Pink and Sadie, her best friends, were out there helping. And then Natalie from Sunflower Flats created a beautiful bouquet, and I kind of jumped out there and gave flowers to her girls and pop the question.
So do you moonlight as a special events planner, surprise event planner, and stuff like that? Because you totally should, because that's a lot of moving pieces that you had to put together.
Wasn't trying to foreshadow into any potential career there, but it did run smoothly and just as well as I could have imagined. So it was perfect.
And you're not a spotlight kind of guy. You don't like to be.
Not at all. That's why I did it there and then, because I'm quite nervous in front of crowds and public speaking as it was. So to show her how big of a moment this was in our lives and how much she meant to me, I thought that was a decent way to do it.
That's pretty incredible. And you got a trophy.
I did get a trophy,
because they give out trophies.
Thanks to the chamber for recognizing, I guess, some of the few romantic scenes throughout the parade. They labeled us most romantic.
Yeah, you got first place for most romantic.
I'll take it. Hey, it's a trophy and it's first place. Yeah. So yeah, I can't complain.
And I don't think I think you set the bar pretty darn high, and I don't think it's going to be beat in the future. Because you know, a lot of the longtime parade attendees and parade involved people said that they'd never had a in-parade proposal in the history of the parade. So good job for you.
If anyone can top it, I challenge them to. That'll be fun to see.
And I love it. You know me, man. I'm just a softie when it comes to gentlemen respecting their ladies, and so such a cool show of how much you care about somebody. So good for you. That was
Absolutely.
awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, lots of good stuff going on.
Yeah, well, not just in my life, but in your life too, as well. I mean, you've had a couple big changes too. You have anything to share?
Yeah, it's crazy. We're having twins.
You're having twins.
We're having twins.
The
So
Sisco family is getting larger.
Yeah, we've added to the population of Tillamook since we moved here now. So we have KJ, and now we're gonna have two twins on the way that are due in January. And
man, I'm so happy for you and Emily. That's quite exciting.
Super shocked.
Yeah.
Still, those moments where you're just like, whoa, I'm having twins.
I think you planned for that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all the planning's out the window. And you know me, I'm a planner. Like I've got everything dialed. But I feel like since that day, everything I can't figure. I mean, even today, I looked out my window and forgot I parked my car up at camp and had Emily pick me up last night. So I woke up to go to work this morning, had to scramble and get on my motorcycle of all the beautiful mornings we've had, and ride my motorcycle into work today. So it's funny how your life just throws you for a loop, and when you get crazy good news and you just can't focus on anything else. And but it's been fun. But a lot of things are going on at the Y. I mentioned I was at camp. We did our first in a long time overnight camp, and it was started on Sunday, and we had a dozen kids or so hanging out up in the woods, and it's been so fun. Yesterday we went tubing down the Trask, and it was great. It was fun, and the kids are having a good time and learning all sorts of things, and having camp food and singing camp songs, and so it's been a fun little trip into the camp world, and we're hoping to keep doing that in the future. And talk a little bit about wrapping up spring sports and going into fall sports, and the summer's sadly moving quickly. But,
there's a lot going on. We were just talking about how we thought the summer would give a quiet lull in the YMCA activities, but that has not been the case at all. Bringing camp into the Y has been truly special, because you and I both have been, the overnight camps like this growing up, and so it's really cool to bring that to our youth here and provide that as an opportunity there. And not just that, but you've been directors of many camps too outside of Tillamook. And how long you been doing that?
Oh, geez. I did it for seven out of the 18 years I've been with the Y. I've been with camp. That's a lot of experience to bring into. That's a lot of overnights with kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Well, that's special. But from the camp to right now, we have a couple sport camps and clinics coming up, one being cheerleading, and we've got some basketball camps and one-on-one trainings for basketball. John, our sports director, is throwing on some personal lessons there. We also have some private lessons out at our port hitting facility throughout the summer for any baseball and softball kids that are looking for more experience or to continue their spring season on into the summer. If they're looking for something to do, they can sign up for private lessons out there for one-on-one training. And then we dive right into the fall sports. So we've got registration going on right now for volleyball and soccer and flag football.
That's awesome. So back up to the cheerleading thing is this crazy phenomenon that happened, and it's one of the activities that parents brought to us and said, "Hey, we want to do this," and we said, "Okay," and we'll help organize it and do the administrative side. And they're running with this camp, and I think it's the fastest registration fill we've ever had for a program.
It was incredible. So there was a waiting list after a few days. We already maxed out and had to strategize how we can expand our capacity. Yeah,
so and then Tillamook Youth Football, that's another partnership where they were existing program, and they came back, they came over to us and said, hey, let's work together, and that's what we're really trying to do, is collaborate with these organizations and parents and these groups that are out there that we want to be there to support you, and we have the infrastructure to do so. Where it helps is our insurance, we get a better deal on insurance because we're a bigger organization. So when parents are trying to track down insurance for these programs, we're able to step in and help facilitate that. And so that's been the joy of for me since 3 years ago, is seeing these programs blossom up where we're able to really support these programs that parents are wanting to either start or wanting to continue, and we're able to help do that. I think that's community at its best.
Oh, that's what's really cool. It was already a successful program, so we don't have to change anything about what's going on the field and what's happening there and with the coaching and the style, and it's been really successful. All we get to do is just help out however we can, and that's what we want to do. Is if we can help take off some of the pressure for the administrative side or for the registration, and we'll do whatever we're asked to do. Yeah, and just make it easier on the community. Mm-hmm. Take a little less burden. So that's been fun to see as people reach out to us, and I love that. I love it that's the space that we're in, where people feel comfortable reaching out to us and saying, hey, can the Y either host this or somehow be connected, and the collaboration that we've been able to establish with multiple organizations and family programs and parents and whatever. I just love how it's growing, and love how we can just see our community working together. So that's fantastic. And another partnership, it's kind of partnership. We've agreed to host the Bay Run, and so the Bay Run's coming up August 18th. And so if you haven't signed up for the Bay Run, come on out. You can either sign up at the Y, or you can sign up online at bayrun.org, or there's a link on our website, but bayrun.org is probably the easiest way to get there. And that, like I said, it's coming up on the 18th. It's a 5K, 10K, and you can walk the 5K or run the 5K, but run the 10K only. So the Bay Run, that'll be a great event. We'll have fun. And the auction's coming up in September. Man, this summer is just disappearing. It's crazy. So our auction and dinner, which is our biggest fundraising event that the Y does, is a huge community event as well. And we always expect about 300 people to show up to that. And it's a really fun night. Great food, great sponsors. And so that'll be coming up September 8th. So tickets will be available soon for that.
And man, yeah, the summer's just sadly disappearing. You know, we wait all year for summer, and then we just get into planning mode and make things happen. Well, we're going to take a break real quick and recognize some of our sponsors for today. Today's Tillamook Today is brought to you by Clark's Plumbing. Do you know one of those do-it-yourself kind of guys? They're always telling you to do it yourself. Well, sometimes that isn't the best option. So you're in luck. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a complete bathroom remodel, or maybe replacing that septic system, do yourself a favor, call Clark's Plumbing. They're professionals. They'll get the job done. Anything, new installations, upgrades, that stopped-up drain, you name it, they can do it. So the next time you hear do it yourself, do yourself a favor and call 842-5105. That's 842-5105 for the professionals at Clark's Plumbing. All right, I'm Kaylan. I am here with David Harper, and we both get the pleasure of working at the Y and working for this great community. And we're here on Tillamook Today talking about the things that make the Y tick. And if you've been by the Y in the last week or week and a half, you'll see some red flags up on the roof and yellow caution tape in the parking lot. And I do apologize for any inconvenience that may cause, but we are re-roofing the Y. Thank you to some local donations that made that happen. And so in about 3 weeks, it'll be wrapped up, and we'll have some new skylights that are in our studio. And that'll wrap up phase one, is the flat roof on the studio and the basketball courts. And then come by October, we'll have all of our roofing replaced and adding solar tubes, which are just allow sunlight to get into the competition pool. So the lap pool will be lit up a little better than what it is now. So thank you for your patience. I do recognize that it does create a little bit of inconvenience for folks as we're doing things, but we are trying to make the facility a little better as we can. And it's a good roof's doing a great job over there. And they're getting the job done. I never thought, the one factor I didn't think, because you look outside and you're like, wow, it's sunny, it's beautiful, it's going to be a great day to roof. And then the wind's gusting like 17 miles an hour, and these guys are up there with 3 foot by 6 foot sheets of flat material and creates a sail basically, and almost pushes them off the roof. So those guys are studs, getting the job done for us, and we're just super thankful and thankful to the community for making it happen. And I just can't say enough about all the parties involved. And what else we got to talk about, Harper?
Well, we touched on sports before the break, and just wanted to say that this past weekend was the final conclusion of our spring baseball and softball season. We had a very successful run throughout the spring. We started back in March. Everything from opening up the port hitting facility, a newly acquired space and relationship with the port out there, to Little League, and transferring all of our programs over into there. We had close to 200 kids, boys and girls, from ages, 6 to 16, participating in baseball and softball. So it was really cool to see how far they came, how far they got to travel. They got to go over the hill occasionally throughout the season to play against other District 4 teams. And we just had our district tournaments happen in the last few weeks for 4 of our teams, All-Stars, which competed. We did pretty well, but we'll look to grow on that experience and come back even stronger next year. But our boys majors All-Stars, want to give them a shout out. They took second place in Lincoln City this last weekend. So
nice.
They played really strong baseball through 5 games on Saturday and Sunday in the heat. And we're the runners up in that tournament. So it's pretty cool seeing it all come together, and just that participation going up, and kids having a lot of fun and good positive feedback through it. So it's been a good spring. Looking to continue on that as always, and we'll take any positive and negative feedback and try to grow from that and learn from it. And so want to thank all the volunteers. There's close to 50 volunteers for coaches and officials and board members through the Tillamook County Little League. So we could not do it without every single one of those community members willing to help out. And so
yeah, for sure,
really appreciate all that.
Yeah, and you mentioned the port facility, and a lot of people don't quite know about it. And it was a partnership with the port, and then a few other, let's see if we can remember off the top of our head. Hampton, Rosenberg, who else? Inland Electric. Let's see. Willamette Dental. So a big collaborative effort, and we were able to. We have a 13,000 square foot facility that we are slowly improving, because we didn't have it in the budget, and so we wanted to create this opportunity for our kids to be able to get the head start on the baseball and softball season. So we're able to, the girls high school softball, they don't have batting cages, so we're kind of their de facto batting cages, so we're able to support them that way, and then our baseball and softball teams, and we're really trying to make it a community effort there, and it's really cool to see it in action. We've got batting cages and we've got a classroom set up, and it's just going to slowly get better. And everybody that's been in there has been impressed with what we're able to do with the limited resources that we have. And so it's been fun to see that grow and just watch the kids develop, and work on the things that, a baseball field is great, but when you get everybody into that small area and, coach can work with the different stations, it's pretty sweet.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it on a larger scale. And then even with our 14 teams that we had playing all at once, practice space is quite limited. And that's a stressor on the season, just to manage all the fields and practice space when teams aren't playing games, or when they are and the other teams that aren't, trying to get them field space. So now we have an indoor facility, which is really, it's a necessity in Tillamook, especially how much it rains and just the kind of lack of field space. So now we can operate that through February and December and November. We're doing personal training lessons right now, private one-on-ones and group lessons. So I think this is what can really help at least baseball and softball grow throughout the next few years in a developmental program heading into high school. But then beyond that, we can help get multiple different athletic groups through there, and try to appeal to the high school group and trying to get kids there after school, and just another safe place to be. Right.
Yeah, and the vision there, Willamette Dental donated a lot of fitness equipment to us from one of their facilities that they acquired in Portland, and the vision is to make a mini strength training facility for our youth, and so in off seasons for their sports they can come over and use the strength training equipment once it all gets set up. So there's a big vision to be had there, and I can't give enough credit and thanks to the Port for helping make that come into fruition. And Brian Hornbeek's been instrumental in that as well, making the whole dream come true. And so just huge thanks. And if you're listening today and you want to get involved in anything that the Y is doing, we work off of contributions and sponsorships. And so if you would like to, everything's tax deductible. We would love the support, and obviously the support's already there. This organization would not survive without the community support. We're able to raise over $200,000 a year in financial support from the community. And, the more that we do, the more we need. So the more that we do for the community, the more financial support we'll need from the community in order to keep the costs low and help things be sustainable. So if you're out there and you're listening and you'd like to get involved, feel free to give me a shout over at the Y. The phone number there is 503-842-9622. That's 842 YMCA if you have a phone with letters on it. Cell phones, I don't know if people even look at the letters anymore, but 842-9622 is the number, or Sisco at TillamookYMCA.org, or stop by. I love the good old fashioned drop in. I try to make time for anybody who stops in, and except for this week, I'm at camp a lot, being lifeguard on the river and playing games with kids and all that. So, but love to get families involved, and I had I don't know if it's anonymous or not, so I'm not going to say the person's name, but I've been talking about camp with one of our donors, and he upped his donation to help offset the cost of camp for the Y. And
oh, wow.
So that's really neat. So as we're starting into this camp soiree, people are stepping up and helping make that happen. And it's important, we have no electronics at camp, and so it's been really cool watching. I mean, the kids were playing yesterday since Sunday, just playing with no electronics, and it's just so cool to see them be creative and having. Now, granted, a lot of the things that they're acting out are like YouTube videos that they've seen, but the fact that they're using their imagination is just fantastic. So we're glad to see that happening. And we're going to take a quick break and recognize another one of our sponsors for Tillamook today, and that's the Tillamook Farmers Co-op, Tillamook Country Store. Tillamook is farm country, and nobody serves this farming community better than the Co-op, Tillamook's Country Store. The Co-op is actually 3 stores in one. Looking for those work clothes, hickory shirts, work boots, rubber boots, rain gear, gloves? The Co-op has it. You'll need fencing, stock tanks, and everything from PVC to 18-inch culvert pipe in stock at Tillamook's Country Store. No more hunting for that hard-to-find bolt. You'll find a complete selection, galvanized or stainless, whatever you need in standard and metric. O-rings, boat plug drains, they've got it all. Tillamook's Country Store treats you right. When you stop for fuel, your windows are always washed. They care about their customers. And the Co-op has Purina Foods to help your livestock thrive. Offering quality products since 1936, Tillamook Farmers Co-op is Tillamook's Country Store. All right, back to Tillamook today. Kaylan and David from the Y, best jobs in the world.
Amen.
Get to see lives change every day, and that's why we love to do what we do. And if you have, speaking of that, if you have a story that you'd like to share, I love hearing stories of impact of how the Y has helped, shape or change your life. And so if you want to share that, feel free to give me a shout, and I'd love to hear it. And one of my favorites that I've heard recently was Joel from Kitties. He comes and works out at the Y, and he shared his story, and it was a fantastic story. And so, he's been able to do things that he's not been able to do prior because he takes fitness classes at the Y. And, we have over 100 classes per week that we offer at the Y. And so hopefully we can find something that works in your schedule out there, because ultimately that's what we want to do. We want to make life better for everyone. And if you've looked into the Y before and it was either out of your price range or whatever the case is, we work with everybody. We don't refuse anybody regardless of inability to pay. We want to make sure that everybody can pursue the health journey they're looking for. And we want to make Tillamook as healthy as possible. And it's funny, I was giving a tour to a lady from Eugene. She was a Eugene Y member, and her husband is a consultant for PUD, and I was giving her a tour, and I was kind of telling her about some things that not only the Y is doing, but other organizations are doing in the community. And she said, man, we come up here a lot. We've been coming up here for the last few years, and it's amazing how many efforts are put forth to help make Tillamook healthier just by everybody in general. And she was talking about the new bike paths and new walking trails, and the fitness plants that are being put in, like the one by the hospital. And it was just neat to hear that, to hear that from an outsider's perspective, that it looks like Tillamook is trying and really care about their community members. And so it's cool to hear, and it's great. It's a great community to be a part of, because you and I have only been here for about 3 years. Yeah. And it's just, even in that 3 years, watching the transition take place. And once the construction's done downtown, then it'll really feel like a full transformation with better traffic flow. We've got the park over at Hoke Wharton with the rail to trail. It's like, so a little bit of everything is going on, and we'll be able to see hopefully a healthier Tillamook as time goes by. And with the Year of Wellness, which is now Tillamook County Wellness, the efforts that's going forth there is just making huge strides for such a small community, and it just blows my mind. And I love sharing the stories with whether it's on national phone calls or if I'm able to go to net conferences to be able to share what Tillamook is doing. It's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Some updates, what's going on. Speaking of the community, tomorrow on Tillamook Today, TBCC will be here. Senior meals at noon every weekday at the Kiwanda Community Center in Pacific City, as well as Tillamook Senior Center at 4th and Stillwell. The cost is $3 for seniors and $6.75 for everyone else. The Master Gardeners are having their annual Spade and Wade Garden Tour Saturday. Participating gardens will be open from 10 to 4. This year's tour consists of 6 distinctive and beautiful gardens situated in Tillamook, South Prairie, and Cape Mears. The tour is self-guided, and passports for the tour can be purchased at the OSU Extension Office, Tillamook County Pioneer Museum, and Hidden Acres Greenhouse. Saturday is the 4th annual Silent Ride coordinated with the Combat Vets Association. Motorcyclists from Tillamook wanting to join this ride are meeting at the Shell Station at 3rd and Pacific at 7 a.m. 4-H Horse Fair is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9:30. Events are free and open to the public. It's easiest to enter the arena off Brookfield Road from the backside of the fairgrounds. And this week, Tapa's musical review, It's Broadway, Baby, and More, continues with shows Friday and Saturday at 7 a.m. and Sunday at 2. Enjoy tunes from your favorite Broadway shows. And don't forget farmers markets. Speaking of making Tillamook healthier, farmers markets are always good. Manzanita, Fridays from 5 to 8 p.m. Tillamook, Saturday 9 to 2. Neskowin, Saturday 9 to 1. Garibaldi, Sunday 10 to 2 at the south end of the port. And Pacific City, Sunday 10 to 2 at the South County Library. Lots going on. I don't see any birthdays on the list. Do you know anybody with a birthday?
I do not.
I'm sure it's somebody's birthday.
Yeah, somebody's got it.
Let's just choose Kevin Bacon.
Sure. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kevin Bacon. And so lots of things going on. If you're curious about what's going on at the Y, you can follow us on Facebook. That's the best way to see what's going on actively. We do have our website at TillamookYMCA.org. But lots of things. Just to go back and mention, the Tillamook Bay Run will be happening August 18th. So make sure you get registered for that. There's cash prize and gift baskets for the winners. The auction, make sure you mark your calendar, Saturday, September 8th. We're having it earlier this year to help facilitate because I had people that wanted it a little earlier so it doesn't interfere with hunting and really into the football season. So September 8th, Saturday, September 8th, 4 p.m. Love to have you guys out. The theme this year is Remember When Through the Decades. So you can dress in any decade. So there's no excuse to not have attire to come because you can dress from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, or maybe in the future. You can come as.
Do you have yours picked out yet?
I don't. You know,
I can't wait to see that.
I've got some options in my mind, but I mean, you've seen my costume box. I love dressing up. It's part of working at camp for so long. I just love dressing up and having a different persona for a few minutes. Cool. Although I like being me too, because I'm just so happy with my life. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, the auction, Saturday, September 8th. Make sure you put that on your calendar. We love to have you. Again, food from Pacific Seafood again, or Pacific Restaurant again. And we'll have a lot of other sponsors as well. Pelicans help sponsor DeGard. And last year we had Werner as well. So hopefully we'll have all the same sponsors as we do every year. And everybody will be out there having fun. It's a great event. Saturday, September 8th. I've said that like 4 or 5 times now, so hopefully people put that on their calendar. And David, thanks for joining in. And again, congratulations on being engaged to your lovely lady Danielle.
Oh, thank you very much.
And we will see you later, Tillamook. I hope you guys have a great day. As Maria guarantees no rain today, so I hope so because I rode my motorcycle. And she made a promise. So thanks, Tillamook. Thanks for giving up 30 minutes of your time to listen to me chat about the thing I love, and that is the YMCA and this community. And David, thanks for being here.
No problem. And if you want to become part of the YMCA, we do have some open positions as far as swim instructors go, and lifeguards and membership representatives. So if you want a story about the Y or find out more, become more involved, we've got something for everybody there. So
it's fun to see lives change. Yeah, for sure. All right. And if you'd like to be a member, we are always adding members as well. So we love to have members come in. And so if you have any reservations, I love to show you around. David will show you around. We're all very approachable and we just love people. All right. That's it for me. They're giving me the hook. I got to go. Have fun, Tillamook. We'll see you later.